Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Helena and here I plan to talk about fragrances. So my first video, as you can see from my outfit, will be about the best Christmassy fragrances, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, it could be for Hanukkah, for Yule, for whatever, even just for winter time, if you want to just be a little bit festive. So I'm a little bit of a Grinch actually. I don't really like Christmas songs. I don't necessarily like the Christmas atmosphere, but I still enjoy staying with my family, staying with my friends, and I also like Christmas lights. Anyway, today we are going to talk about a little bit of fragrances. I have some more affordable ones and more designer ones, but also some niche choices. And they are 10, but they're not in any particular order. So if you're interested, keep on watching and maybe consider subscribing to my channel, leaving a like if you like my content, and hit the notification bell down below, so you will be notified every time that I post something. So the first fragrance I'm going to talk about will be a Lush one. I have, two Lush fragrances here. I really like Lush fragrances. They last a long time. They are generally very unique and they're good quality. They project well and they're not really super expensive. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Turmeric Latte. And this is a lovely lactonic, spicy, warm fragrance that is very, very cozy, that I actually associate with this time of the year because a lot of sweet treats that we eat during Christmas time are spicy, are lactonic, and also if you're a little bit of a lactose intolerant like me, you can still enjoy the smell of milky fragrances. But I found it in the UK and I'm not sure that you can find it everywhere, but just check on it. If you can put your hands on Turmeric Latte, I absolutely recommend it. So the second one, it's a very well-known designer fragrance, which smells for a lot of people like Nutella. Can you guess what it is? Just say it. I will leave 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Angel Muse. I have the eau de parfum because the smell of patchouli really doesn't bother me. I actually like the smell of patchouli, even if I don't go for straight up patchouli fragrances. This is a very warm, gourmand, but with a lot of earthiness, in my opinion. I think that the patchouli, it's really prominent in this. You have to like patchouli to actually enjoy this one, and I don't necessarily smell straight up oh this is I cannot open it. Holy, what's the matter with this? Finally. I think that, yes, of course, if you know that there is Nutella, like chocolate hazelnut spread in this, You can actually smell it, but if nobody tells you that there is Nutella in this, you will mainly smell patchouli. But it's a warm, cozy, sweet patchouli that I really enjoy. And I especially love the dry down after a few hours of this. That is a lot more chocolatey. But this is really strong. This projects like crazy. This will last forever on your skin, on your clothes, on your hair, wherever you want to spray it. And I really love this kind of bottle. It looks like a alien egg, and I love it. And I absolutely recommend it for Christmas. But I would say more of a glamour Christmas, like you're going shopping, even if probably shops are all closed, but you know, you're going for a walk in the center of the city and you wear this. You wear Alien. No, it's not Alien, it's Angel. Angel Muse by Thierry Mugler. Now, speaking about Nutella, I have actually, for the people who don't like patchouli, a very good recommendation that, in my opinion, and also on Fragrantica, I actually noticed that a lot of other people smell Nutella in this fragrance, and this is All'olio di argan by l'Erbolario Lodi. This is an Italian brand. I think that you can actually order it online. I'm not sure, but it's a little bit more difficult to find this, but not impossible at all. And if you're in Italy, you can find it in a lot of pharmacies, but also in their own shops. And this is, the notes of this are hazelnut, vanilla, and argan oil. And this smells like Nutella. This straight up smells like Nutella or Kinder Bueno or whatever hazelnutty sweet treat you can think about. This is it. This is also pretty strong. It's sweet. It's making my mouth water, and oh, it's so good. It's so good, and it's really affordable if you actually can find it. This is a 50ml bottle. I think that I paid it something like 20 euros, and it's not a lot for this kind of unique fragrance. And I think that they're discontinuing it. I hope they won't, but it's possible that they will discontinue it. So if you're interested, you can trust me. It straight up smells like hazelnut spread. It's beautiful. So this is l'Erbolario Lodi all'olio di argan, or argan oil perfume. Also, you can read it right here. Now, let's go more towards the niche. Just make a nice mix of fragrances, and I would recommend, I have this little tiny sample. I would recommend Frustration by État Libre d'Orange. This is, I think this has, how do you say, chestnuts. This has chestnuts. This has a note of chestnut. This is a gourmand, but I smell it as a very elevated gourmand with a lot, at least on my skin, I smell a lot of like fougère, but also aromatic facets to it, and it lasts forever. Like, I sprayed it on myself on an evening. I went to sleep, and at lunch the next day I still smelled it on my skin, and I took a shower before and I could still smell it. Yeah, on my skin it's really a little bit more masculine. That's why I won't buy a full bottle of it, but it's really nice. And also, if you are more into more masculine gourmands, and if you really like chestnuts, I absolutely recommend Frustration. This is a new release. This is in a very, very nice bottle, the ones that are like colored glassed with a plate, a golden plate or a bronze plate, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. This has a red bottle, and it's very nice to put it on your shelf or on your perfume tray. And so yeah, just let's try it. It's not my favorite, but I recognize the quality of it. Then, speaking about chestnuts, obviously I will talk about Maison Margiela Replica by the Fireplace. I have the 10 ml bottle. I have a ton of perfume, so I don't necessarily buy always the full bottles of them. And I think that this cute 10 ml bottle, it's perfect. And this smells like a smoky chestnut. And I am from Italy, and my family is from the southern part. And I remember that one time one of my aunts made these smoked chestnuts that were actually tasted like this smells. And also we do caldarroste, that are roasted chestnuts during this time of the year. So this is really Christmassy for me. This reminds me of the streets in Milan during this time of the year. I love it. But actually, it's not something that I find extremely wearable. So I don't have the full bottle, but on the skin actually it's not so smoky. It's not so like environment smelling or room spray smelling. Because sometimes I think that some perfumes are really nice, but I prefer them for as a room spray or for my environment, and not necessarily for me to wear. And this is actually wearable. It's just something that I would just use during this time of the year and maybe just smell once in a while in order to remember about Christmas, but not necessarily wear. So I have this little tiny bottle, and I recommend it to you. So if you can test it before buying it, just try it. And this is really, really nice, and it's not really super expensive. It's still expensive, but not super extra expensive. Then I would come back to Lush. And as I told you, I'm not really bothered by the smell of patchouli. And this one is a little bit of a patchouli bomb. And it is Lord of Misrule, always by Lush. This is... this reminds me so much of winter. I wear a lot of patchouli heavy fragrances on winter because the patchouli is a little bit softened by the cold weather. But I think that this has notes of just patchouli, black pepper and vanilla, I think. So it's a sweet patchouli. It's very warming, very enveloping, very cozy. And still the patchouli makes it a little bit more elevated in my opinion, because I associate it with a little bit of a retro vibe. And this is really, really nice. And yeah, I smell it as, I almost smell something like orangey in it. Maybe it's just the juice that that makes me be biased about it. But yeah, I smell something like citrusy, but slightly citrusy. And it's really, really lovely. If you're not bothered by patchouli, even if it's like fashionable to hate patchouli these days, this is really nice, and I don't think it's super retro. We tend to associate patchouli with vintage retro fragrances, but this is not actually. This is very, very wearable, very modern in my opinion. So check it out. It's Lord of Misrule, and also the name. It's so, it speaks to my soul, to my dark soul. So yeah, I love it. Lord of Misrule by Lush. Ooh, then we have a very, very good one. This is one of my favorites. This is super cozy, super expensive, and I of course don't have the full bottle of it because right now I can't afford it, but I'm planning to be able to afford it in the future. And this is, I have this tiny sample, 8 ml of it. This is Parfum de Marly aux Gens. This is targeted. A whiff of it just arrived to me. This is targeted towards men, but actually, I would like to smell it on a man, but it's not traditionally a man fragrance, in my opinion. It's really gourmand. It's ambery, but as Demi Rowling says, it smells almost like a strudel, an apple pie. There's no apple in it, but I don't know, it's probably this mix of amber and cinnamon, all those nice things that together, probably vanilla and a little bit of tobacco. Maybe it's the tobacco that it's a little bit fresh, like a little bit moist, and smells a little bit like apple. But yeah, this is heavenly. This is absolutely heavenly. And people compare it to Angel's Share, that I don't necessarily like, because to me it's a little bit too woody, and I don't know, a little bit also maybe ozonic, the kind of ozonic note that you can find in perfumes like Baccarat Rouge, that I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, also Angel's Share is really, really nice, but it's not my cup of tea necessarily, and I don't think it's really comparable to Aux Gens. And Aux Gens, it's my ride or die. I love it. I have 3 samples of it, like this big, because I had them on discount on the Parfumerie website, and I love them. I cannot recommend them enough, actually. So let's give it a try. If you can, just let's give it a try. And talking about sweet treats, I don't have the original bottle of this fragrance that I'm going to talk about, but I have the dupe, and it smells absolutely identical. It lasts like the one that I'm going to talk about. And this is, you won't see the actual bottle, so you will not know. It is Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. In my opinion, this is a boozy, tobacco-ish, chocolatey, in my opinion, and very cinnamony fragrance. In my opinion, it smells not really much like Christmas, more like Halloween, but In Italy during Halloween, it's still pretty warm. The weather is still pretty warm, so I'm not able to wear this without having a little bit of a stomachache. And this is absolutely perfect for winter. This is strong, this is cozy, enveloping, a little bit androgynous. Oh, and this smells like a sweet treat that in Italy we eat during the Halloween period. We call it the bread of the dead, or pan dei morti, and in my opinion this smells exactly like that. Exactly like that. But I have to say that we also eat the pan dei morti even during Christmas, and this smells exactly like the bread of the dead. And so I really love it. And if you're a gourmand but also boozy fragrance lover, of course you will already know about this fragrance, that is Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. I absolutely recommend it. And of course it's so well known that it's duped a lot. You also can find something, I think, from Zara that smells very much like it. There are a lot of dupe houses, equivalency houses that have something similar. So I think that Tom Ford's fragrances are really overpriced, especially the Privé line. So just get yourself a dupe. Listen to me. Get yourself a dupe. Also because the original one actually doesn't last a long time, and it projects, but it's more like you will get whiffs of it. It's not like a steady, strong projection. It's more like whoop, whoop. And I know it because one of my friends wears it all the time, even during summer. And so this is Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. So the last fragrance, it's something that for me in particular, it's really Christmassy, but I don't think that a lot of people will share my thought about it because it's a little bit retro, it's a little bit not well known, and not necessarily super wintry, even if it's strong. So it is my first place. I know that I told that I wouldn't rank my fragrances, but yeah, in my opinion, this is, in my experience, this is my first place, even if I know that it won't be for everyone. And this is Dolce & Gabbana Eau de Toilette. It doesn't have a name. It's like Eau de Parfum, but not in the... It's the Eau de Toilette, of course, and it's not in the burgundy kind of box. This is still velvety, but it's red. It's more known as the red cap from Dolce & Gabbana. You can see it like here, and in my opinion, this smells like Christmas, even if it's actually an aldehydic, aromatic, a little bit citrusy fragrance, because it has a lot of warmth to it. It's so warm, it's so enveloping, and it has some sweetness to it in my opinion, but it's retro. It's a retro fragrance. You will have to like that kind of fragrance. But if you wear it, you won't spend a lot of money, you will smell unique, and it will last forever. It lasts forever. It projects very, very well for an eau de toilette. And in my opinion, this is still Christmassy because the citruses that you can smell are almost like mandarin orange that are more of a winter kind of scent because they're wintry fruits, of course. And I don't know, this is so cozy. and clean. It's clean. It's for the people who don't like necessarily a super strong gourmand fragrance for winter, because this will last forever. I don't have a dent in it because I just use it for Christmas, and this is connected to Christmas and for me because I used to wear it during high school because my mother bought it for me. It was one Christmas gift that she gave me, and I absolutely loved it. And then it disappeared from my house. I have an idea of how it disappeared from my house, but I won't spend any time talking about it. And it was discontinued for a while. So I went to Sephora. I asked for this bottle. I thought that they just changed the box and made it like not this red but burgundy, but no, that's a completely different perfume. The eau de toilette, it's absolutely different. It's not my cup of tea, and it's absolutely something else. And then after a while they they keep it back in stock. How do you say, they starting producing it again. Yeah. And I was so happy. I just, as soon as I got my hands on it, I was like just smell it straight up from the bottle and loving it. Yeah, absolutely, give it a try. Give it a try. I think that it's more of a mature scent, not in the sense that it's for grandmas. I don't like when people say, oh, it's grandma-ish, it's more of a old lady-ish fragrance. No, it's not. I'm sorry for the light, but yeah, I don't like it. But I think that more mature women who are more acquainted with this kind of scent profile will find it more suitable for them, because just they probably associated with times of their lives that this kind of fragrance was more fashionable. But I consider myself still pretty young, and I absolutely love it. So just give it a try. It's not necessarily available everywhere. I wouldn't recommend blind buying it. I would recommend to not blind buy anything ever. But especially this kind of fragrance, it's pretty polarizing. But yeah, it's also Christmassy. You see this red cap, it's like the Santa's kind of hat. I don't know, to me it's very Christmassy, it's very festive, it's very lovely. Just check it out. And so let me know in the comments down below what you think about it, if you tried it, and if you have something else to recommend to me. Maybe you can have I think this is my first video, so you will have more or less of a trace of what I like and dislike, I think. So just feel free to recommend something to me, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.